Hello everybody, John here at the Midnight Paint and Body YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be replacing a full bedside, inner and outer, on this 05 style Chevy truck. And it is warranty, sort of. So what we're working on today is this, I think it's an 05, 06, somewhere around there. They're all the same. Typical little Chevy half-ton four-wheel drive. So this truck I did complete in 2020. Now I believe it was all the usual. It was rockers and cab corners. I did wheel arches, and I believe wheel houses. Might have been a new tailgate. I can't remember for sure. But yeah, it was a complete paint, complete rust repair. So it's back. So the customer stopped in a little while back. A few little issues. 3 of the 4 moldings have fallen off, which for some reason I've always had trouble with these late model GM moldings. And there is a little rust coming through. So they didn't come around looking for warranty. It's been 5, almost 6 years. But because I am who I am, I kind of made a deal with them. I wanted to cover as much as I could. So I told them we kind of made a deal, like half kind of thing, or whatever it was. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we've got the moldings falling off. So yeah, I did rockers, cab corners, did wheel arches. See, it's holding up okay. Everything's good back here, but this side has not held up well. So I don't know why, but my repairs didn't hold up. So now I would say it's probably cracked down here, and then the moisture works its way up. That's why it's all separating from the metal. Now you can see the body filler isn't thick. It's, there's not much there. But yeah, you can see my weld right there. I mean, maybe actually, the worst is there. Could have been I had some porosity there and didn't seal the back up very well. So the moisture might have started coming through there. And it's also bubbling back here. So, the folks that own this truck plan on keeping it. It's a nice little truck. He said, well, why don't he said, I'd just like to put a full bedside on it. So, like I said, we made a deal that I'd cover as much as I could. We'll just put a full bedside on. Now, I didn't even know when I ordered the bedside. I thought I was just getting the skin like I usually get. But it turns out that this is a full inner and outer assembly. So it will have the entire wheelhouse and all the inner panel attached to it. So we'll get that opened up in a minute and have a look at it. But I think what I'm going to do first off here is just get this box off, get the cab outside. There is some rust here. This isn't from what I've done. This is from needing door pins. So the door has been rubbing on the rocker panel. So I'm going to put pins and bushings in this door and clean up the rust down there as well. And this side's pretty chipped up. I might even paint right through on this side. We'll see. We'll see where we get. Yeah, I'm going to get the box off this, you guys, and then when I come back, we'll have a look at this panel and we'll start cutting her apart. So the box is off, obviously, and cleaned up. So, just for the record, I am a little embarrassed about this one. How bad it is, and you know, like I say, I mean, it's been 5 years, but they shouldn't look like this in 5 years. So, you know, everything else has stood up okay, so that will show you the importance of not having any porosity in your welds. And I'm guessing that's got to be what happened. I must have had some pinholes in my welds here and here. And I always try and seal up the back of these really well after I weld panels in. Obviously, I didn't do a good job on this one. So anyway, that out of the way. Let's see what we're working with here for the new panel. Okay, so as you can see, this is a full replacement panel, complete with a full inner, the whole tailgate support area, and the inner wheelhouse, which is the piece that I usually replace when replacing box sides. They pretty much always need these, and I think we did, or I know we did, put wheelhouses in this one as well back when this was done. So anyway, let's flip her up here. I'll set the camera back up. It's heavy and sharp. So as you can see, yeah, it's a very nice looking panel. No visible damage. And so normally when we replace the bedside, we would be drilling out all the spot welds around here, along the top here, and just replacing this outer skin. But in this case, we're actually going to be cutting it apart right here. So all the way around. So I'm gonna have to clean out that seam sealer, kind of see where we're at. So quite honestly, I haven't done one of these before with the full inner attached. So it'll be a bit of a learning curve for all of us. You can learn with me. It will just be plug welded, spot welded. Yeah, I guess around here. So, not a big deal. I'm gonna get set up and we will start cutting this box apart. panel off. So as you saw, now you can't really drill these spot welds from inside. I mean, you've just got no room. So I was just kind of cutting through the spot welds with the air chisel. And it actually worked good. It all came apart nicely, other than that back corner. Couldn't really get into this piece. I guess I could have, but I didn't really clue into how that was attached. How it was attached right away. So whatever, we'll just cut through it. So we just got a little hammer and dollying. So I'll straighten up all these edges. And we'll grind everything nice and clean and smooth. Now I did tear up the front of that piece. Headboard? Bulkhead. That's what it's called. Oh, having a brain fart. But that's okay. So once I plug weld this back on, I can smooth this off. Just fill them up with weld and smooth them off, and that'll be good. So I think it's lunchtime for me. When I come back, we'll continue on cleaning all of this up and yeah, get ready to mount our new panel. So I have gone around our edges here and just taking the grinder over everything, got it all nice clean metal. Put some primer over the bare metal. Now I believe we're ready to throw this bedside in place. Might not stay on this time, but if it goes on good and fits well, it should just go on and be ready to weld. Full bedsides with the inner are very heavy. Alright, where am I going here? Inside. Alrighty. Oh yeah, squeeze right in there. Might need a little help for this one. Alright, let's try this. That assembly is just a little too heavy for me. So here's our bedside in place. I've got a whole bunch of clamps around those bottom flanges inside. And I've got actually just a bunch of ratchet straps holding it nice and tight where it's supposed to sit. I can tighten up these gaps as I weld them. I'll clamp each hole and weld, and that'll tighten that up a little bit, and then this gets a nice thick bead of seam sealer anyway, so that's no problem. So far just fell into place. Super happy with that. These aftermarket parts, guys, it's not the 80s anymore. They typically fit pretty good. I know there's still guys that I still get guys saying, oh, I don't want aftermarket parts, they don't fit right. Well, think a lot of problem with that. I've said it before, I know guys will buy the cheapest parts they can get and then complain that they don't fit. But also, if you don't have some experience in aligning body panels, you know, they take some work. They take a little bit of know-how to get them to fit right. But a lot of this stuff just falls right into place. So. But before we can weld anything, I'm going to unbolt the provisions for the tailgate off the old bedside here, bolt everything up, and we need to mount our tailgate and make sure everything is where it should be. Why is everything so heavy? Oh, yep. Top needs to go up for sure. Yep, that's there. Alright, so that's not long enough, is it? Looks pretty good. Well, there we are. So these tailgates, they tend to float a little bit. They do have a little back and forth movement on the hinges and on the strikers, so they're never absolutely perfect side to side. Or I mean, they can be, but they can just slide. So this gap seems a little big, but I think it's okay. I don't think yeah, actually, yeah, because that can slide over on that hinge, so I'm not worried about that. But everything looks good to me. So I think tidy up a little bit and we can start putting a few welds on this thing and start working our way around it. Well, everybody, we are in the booth, masked up, ready to paint. So yesterday I got this all finished up, prepped up, and I masked it up this morning. Yesterday got cut short. We had a big storm, power went out, so I didn't get as far as I would have liked to have. So, started early this morning, so it's still before 8, and I've already got this all masked up and ready to go. So our new panel, a coat of urethane sealer, and then paint. So straightforward. I've put on a new fuel door as well. So the way I like to do these, I'll just kind of flip it open, do my sealer, and yeah, kind of do that throughout the process. I just prefer to do them on like that when I can. Now obviously, when doing a full bedside assembly like this one, you need to paint the inner as well. So, you know, when just doing the skin, then you're only going to have to paint the skin or down to this lip. There was a little bit of rust showing on this wheel well. Nothing major, but I decided just to go ahead and paint it. Clean it up and paint that side as well, because gotta look after our customers, right? So yeah, this is pretty straightforward. This did have a hole in the floor there, unrelated to what we're doing. This side's starting to go as well, sprayed at the brace. So I kind of hacked it, kind of patched it up just to seal it up. This has a plastic bed liner in it, so I wasn't being super fussy with the inside. But yeah, I am ready to go mix up some sealer We'll blow a coat of sealer over this side, and then we'll mix up some paint. And yeah, we're ready to go. Well, there's our box all sprayed up. Yeah, a few dust nibs, but nothing terrible. Pretty standard around here. Have to do a little nib and polish. And then, like I said, this side had just some surface rust around the wheel lip, so I decided to clean this up for them too. So. Alright, so that's painted. I'm going to go do some stuff on the truck. I need to do some pins and bushings in the driver's door. And then there's a little rust spot on the driver's rocker where the door was rubbing that I'm going to clean up. Nope. So there's our pins and bushings in the driver's door, so it's not sagging and hitting the rocker panel anymore. So I need to clean up down there and get a little paint inside, and then I'll kind of, decide if I'm going to do anything else on this. I might do a little more paint work on it. We'll see. See how far I get. Well, it's the next day again here, guys. As you can see, I got a little carried away. So I had a spot in to do at the bottom, that rust I showed you down there. There was a bit of rust on the bottom of the back door. And there was quite a few rock chips in this side, so I thought, you know, I'm just going to quickly prep it up and paint the side for them. Yes, I might be doing a little more. Some might say more than I should, but at the end of the day, I mean, the customer's been really good. he is paying for a portion of this repair. He's paying for the bedside, and I gave him a good deal on the labor because that was my repairs. It kind of went bad. I mean, yeah, it's been 5 years, but still. I live in a small town. We got to look after our customers when you're just a little guy in a little town like me, because how does it go? If you do something right, no one hears about it, but if you do something wrong, everyone hears about it. So anyway, I wanted to clean this up. This is just for my own peace of mind. So gonna paint up this side, and then once she's all painted, I'm ready to throw this thing back together. I'll bring you guys back for one last look at it. We'll see how it all turned out. We'll see you shortly. Well, there it is, guys, all finished up, ready for the customer. So, I don't know, what did we get out of this video? I guess I showed you how to replace a full inner and outer bedside. They're not bad to do. I think I mentioned this is the first time I have done one on this style truck, but I mean, they're all kind of the same. And yes, I ended up painting this side of the truck because it was chipped up pretty bad. And this box side as well, it had a little bit of rust starting around the lip, so I just figured I should clean that up for him as well. Now, something I have said before, I mean, yeah, redos suck. I mean, I did this truck 5 years ago, but I still want to stand behind my work the best I can. So, sometimes that means having to take a bit of a hit on these things, but I mean, it's tough being a small guy, a small business, and doing a job like this and not really having money coming in at the end. But if you let this stuff go all the time, work will dry up and there'll be no money coming in. That's how I kind of look at it. So let me know your thoughts, guys. I'm hoping customer is happy with it. And like I said in the beginning, customer didn't come in looking for warranty. He wasn't complaining about the job, but he just wanted the rust fixed. So I worked out a deal with him where he paid a part of it, and I took care of as much as I could. So, as always, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you will come back and check out the next video.